Hey guys, so sorry for the crappy lighting, but I don't have good lighting. So anyway, I just wanted, this video is going to be about my Hollister interview process. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos. I watched YouTube videos to get ready for my Hollister interview process. I no longer work for them, but I just wanted to share you guys my experience with the interview process. All the videos that I've seen online are pretty old, and I wanted to give you a more new kind of interview process, though it's still semi-similar, but a lot of the rules and everything have changed with Hollister. So to start off, what I did, I know a lot of the past videos say that you apply online and wait for a manager to call you, but what I did is I applied online and I called the store that I applied to, and they gave me an interview date on, I believe, Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Their interview days are Tuesday at 4 o'clock or Friday at 4 o'clock. Sorry, my eye bothered me. I think I went for Tuesday at 4 o'clock. So anyway, so after you call, I don't know if it's the same at every Hollister, but at least in the one that I worked at, I called them and they gave me an interview date. Before you go to the interview, what you would want to wear, you don't have to wear anything of Hollister's. It's a good idea to, but you don't have to, because I never owned any Hollister clothing ever. I've never shopped at Hollister before I started working there. So what I did is I wore a pair of jeans, a nice casual white shirt, and I think a flannel around my waist, and a jacket or a cardigan. I can't really remember. I know that I went for the casual, normal teenager wear, but you want to wear something casual. I've seen a lot of people come in suits and ties, and for the most part a lot of them don't get the job, but I don't know if those who did get them were wearing suits and ties, but for the most part they don't want you. I don't want to say they go to the back and start talking about you if you're wearing a suit, but I did have a situation where one of my managers came to back laughing because a guy was wearing a suit, a suit and tie and stuff like that. It was kind of messed up, but just don't wear suits and ties. Don't wear anything super fancy. You want to wear casual clothing that would represent Hollister. Make sure you look nice. You can wear makeup. You can either go simple. I would recommend you going simple. You don't want to go all crazy and stuff. Make sure your hair is a natural hair color, because that for sure. Before they didn't allow facial piercings, but I've had this nose piercing for a couple, but for my interview I bought myself a clear nose ring. So because I wasn't really sure how it all worked, but they didn't really care when I changed my ring. I didn't always have this one, but I had another one that was pretty visible, and it was a diamond. I did, just to be safe, wore a clear nose piercing. So I'd recommend you doing that, because not every Hollister is the same as mine. You'll get there and it'll be a group interview, so you'll be I think separated into group of 4 depending on what you applied for. I applied for a stock associate, so I got separated in a group of 4 of people who wanted to be stock associates. And for the most part, we didn't have to compete to answer the questions. They went down the line asking the questions, and they basically, one of the questions was, what are some hobbies that you do? Which you want to make something interesting up. Sorry, hold on. It's been a while since I went to the interview, so I'm trying to skim through. I know one of the most important questions, but I want to leave that one for last. One of them was a hobby. Another one was, what was a time that you went above and beyond doing something? I basically spoke about a class project, because this was my first job, and I spoke about my class project and how I can't even remember what I said, but half of it was BS and the other half was real. But you just want to give a good answer. Don't BS half of it. I know that my best friend, we both got hired at the same Hollister at the same time. He said that he plays basketball, and if you know my best friend, he's not a sporty person at all. He does not play basketball. He doesn't play any sports, and let's just say he's not about that life. Basically said I like to read on my free time. I can't even remember what else I said, but I wouldn't go with that route because it's a little basic. Tell me a time of which you had to work as a team player. So again, I believe I'm pretty sure I spoke about a project again. I don't know. Don't mention anything bad about anybody else while you're telling the stories. Like, don't go, oh, I had to be a team player this one time because I was doing a project and this kid didn't know what he was doing and it was really annoying. Like, don't. I'm sure you guys know not to do that. But one of the most important questions that I want to go over is what diversity means to you, or define what diversity means to you. This is a very, very important question to answer correctly in the Hollister interview, just because Hollister has this new thing where diversity is like top one for them now. They want to have diverse employees. They want you to be able to accept diversity. So you want to give a good answer when it comes to what diversity means to you, because like I said, it's very important. I said diversity basically means like different cultures, and diversity means to me like I don't know, I don't really remember what I said, but I basically said that diversity is important to me because you get a bunch of different cultures and you get to learn new languages and learn how different people interact, and that way you get a wide variety of experiences and knowledge on different backgrounds and cultures. So give a good answer. Don't BS that answer because it'll be really bad for you. They might ask you, describe a time you had to do something with a group of people with different backgrounds, and like how did you go about with that. They didn't ask me that. And one other thing that I wanted to address is that the names for these positions have changed. I remember when I was looking up online interview processes and like how you apply and all that stuff, they were talking about impactors and I don't even know, brand reps and stuff like that, but impactors are floor models. Impactors and floor models. That's what they were talking about, but that is not what they're called anymore. Impactors are stock associates and floor models are brand reps. Those are what they're called now, so don't get them confused. An impactor is not a sales associate. An impactor works in the back, which I will be making another video explaining how my experience as a stock associate was and what we had to do and stuff like that, in case anybody wanted to know how that is. A brand rep is a sales associate. You'll be on the floor and you'll be working with customers. Stock associates also work with customers. You have to be on the floor sometimes. It depends on certain things. Like if you're doing go backs, which I'll explain in another video, but for now, a brief explanation of go backs is you're replacing purchased items to the floor. And you'll have to deal with people, especially if you're also doing size checks. It just depends. So that's basically the interview process. Then for me, after I went to the interview, they called me like the next day, I think, and I didn't know if I was hired or not. Is that they asked me to resubmit an application. For me though, like when they called me to resubmit an application, I was kind of like, I have to have gotten the job, because if I'm not gonna get hired, they wouldn't need me to resubmit an application. So when I did, I think they called me the day after that and told me that I had gotten the job. So then orientation was on a Sunday at 10 in the morning, I believe, and basically you watch a video basically on theft, and I think it's mostly just about theft. And then they're supposed to, they didn't give me one, but they're supposed to give you a tour of the store, like the stock room. Even if you're going to be a brand rep, they'll give you a tour of the stock room, briefly explain certain things, walk you around the floor. Keyword, they're supposed to. I went there blind, which is happening to me a lot in a lot of jobs, but they're supposed to give you this tour so that you can understand what you're supposed to do, on your first shift and stuff. And then basically after all of that, they'll go, well, you're set. You're going to go to the computer in the back and you're going to fill out a form for direct deposit, because if you don't get direct deposit, they give you an A&F ADAP card, I think it's called. But basically, it's like a credit card where they put your money in, and that's, which I don't recommend. So if you don't have a debit card, go open yourself a bank account, because those cards give you complications. So it's better that you just get your own bank account. And then basically you just fill out a bunch of forms, and then once you're done, you go home and you wait for your first shift. So good luck if you're applying to Hollister. It's a good starter job. I worked $8.05 an hour, so I honestly recommend this as a starter job or a high school job, because you will not get very far with the paychecks. Just saying. But that'll probably be on my next video about my experience working as a stock associate. But good luck. I hope you guys get the job, and hopefully this was a little bit helpful. Remember to be confident and just calm down. Like, it's not as intimidating as it was a couple years ago. Like, I thought that I wasn't gonna get the job because I didn't have the looks and stuff like that, but they don't care about looks anymore. It's not about that. It's about what you feel about diversity and how friendly you are, how welcoming you are to other people, not just your own diversity, and your own ethnicity and your own, race. So keep that in mind when you're in your interview. Just take it easy. It is a group interview, so it's a little intimidating, but I promise you'll get through it and it'll be fine. Bye. See you on the flip side, guys.